So I have a short PowerPoint which I can hopefully load up, and that'll also introduce it. Oops. Okay, so basically the first question to ask is why climate stories? So as we all know, climate change is not just something that's happening in the future. It's happening now, and it's also affecting people around the world. Before, we have all this data about climate change, we have models, but what we're just not totally getting yet, I think, is some of these personal narratives about what climate change means to us as individuals and people in our communities. And they have power. A lot of people have done research about just how human beings respond to stories, and I think it's true. We're really wired for that, and we really respond to people's personal stories. And also, a lot of people have been talking about the silence around climate change. So, although a lot of us think about this stuff and know that it's going on, and we worry about it, maybe, but we often don't talk about it. So, a lot of times, just these thoughts we have, the feelings we have, the reactions we have, just kind of stay inside of our heads. And I think a really important part of education and also of making some changes with climate change will come about through talking more directly about this. So some of the goals of the project, again, help people relate to climate change as a real present-day phenomenon affecting us now. Create this conversational space in which people around the world can share about their personal responses to climate change. I'm building a network of people, so people who can interview each other, participants who can share their stories from all around the world. Like I said, I'm a musician, so I'm coming at this originally as an artist. How do I use art and music to talk about climate change? And for me, it's really important to get new audiences on board. And one of my goals is that through the arts, we can really get some more people interested who might not be engaged with climate change at present. And then, since you guys are all educators, and I'm coming at this now as an educator as well. How do we use education or how do we use these stories and this project in educational curriculum to further this goal of educating people? So how does it work? Well, first of all, it's a website, so climatestoriesproject.org. You can go to the website, and hopefully I can bring this up quickly. Okay, here we go. So on the website, kind of the meat of it is here on the Climate Stories page. These are all, by the way, these are all hosted on SoundCloud, if you guys are wondering where I'm storing these files. So for example, here's a woman I interviewed from Poland who was taking part in the People's Climate March in New York City.
My name is Jana Maciąga, and I come from Poland, from the city of Kraków. I deeply believe that, quoting Edward Abbey, the idea of wilderness means no defense, it only needs defenders.
So I won't play the whole thing, but just to show you, I have I think about 20 or so of these up right now from people. A lot of people are also fellows in the Community Climate Change Education Program, but other people as well. And then on this page here, so my hope is that people will share their own stories. So on this page, tell your own climate story. You can write if you're more comfortable with that. I have a series of questions here, which I'll explain more in a bit. And then you can also record your own story and upload it to the site. As I'll explain later, I haven't had too much success yet actually getting people to spontaneously submit stories, but I'm looking for ideas for that. There's also a map, which I can hopefully lit up. So I'm mapping where I'm getting these stories from, and the idea being that you can see, say you live in Boston like I do, but maybe you don't know anybody in Alaska or in Nunavut, or one of the stories is from, or Hawaii. And that way we can start to listen to stories from all over the world and really link our experience to other people's experiences with climate change. So that's pretty much the website in a nutshell. There's also a Facebook page, you can see here, which please go on the page and like it. I'm looking for that.